Good morning to you all. It's wee Paddy from across the Shuck, and another wee video this morning. And this one is on another gift that I got before Christmas. And this morning the theme is plastic and steel. This is another one of those really in favour small plastic handle knives that people tend to love, and I have a few of them. And this is a Steelwill. And this is my second Steelwill. I have that one which we'll come on to later. But this is the Steelwill Intrigue, as you can see, which is the F45M, I believe. There we go. There we go. But look at that top left-hand corner there. It's in D2. It has that lovely grip pattern. It's like the bow tie pattern. Nice enough clip. It's not deep carry, but it's nice enough and it holds in the pocket well. It's a liner lock. There we go. Lines up perfectly. It's not an over thick liner lock, but it's on there 100%. It's not moving. It's been milled out in the insides. And as you can see there, look at them lovely little red. What a lovely splash of colour. Black and red really stands out in a knife, I think anyway. I think it's beautiful. As I say, it's the bow tie pattern, and it's multi-textural, so no matter what way, if you're pulling or pushing, it holds your hands. Really smoothed out all the way round, which is lovely. No hot spots. No hot spots at all. The handle is lovely and flat. Again, it comes up and it goes over flat. Now, so you can see that. So there's no hot spot at all. You can put that in your hand. There's no hot spot. Bit of jimping on the blade here, which is very, very good. It just doesn't move. You can see the end of my finger there. It just does not move if you push, which is exactly what you want. And having D2 steel is just great for any sort of knife. D2 is what I call it. Well, it's my favourite working steel. Now, what shall we do? We'll do the wee bits and pieces first. Measurements. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.5 inches long. The handle length is just over 4.25, and the blade length is 3.25. So it's just again, just around that perfect side of 4 and 3 and a handle that I like. So it's a perfect EDC knife. Now, unlike the little, I just done a video before on the Kershaw Leak, which has a lovely slim blade. This has a slim blade and comes down to a really narrow point. But with D2, I think this is structurally a bit more sound for more aggressive, shall we say, small tasks. Again, it's not a big knife. It's not one you want to go chopping trees down with. But it is a really good steel for a really good EDC. There's not many jobs on a daily basis that this knife will not cover and will not do. And it's kind of like to me, it's like a gentleman's knife, a little narrow knife. I know it's plastic, but it's still that wee flash there. You bring that out, people are not going to be that frightened. The only thing is that it is and it's only on washers, it just comes flying out. Absolutely flying out. Do you know, I said wash, yes it is. Bronze phosphorus washers, flying out. Absolutely beautiful. So, I mean, again, this is what I always say, if you're somewhere, do that, and then just pull it out. And you've taken away the size, because your hand's covering a knife, and then you can bring it out and show it. It's not going to scare people. It's the way you present a knife that scares people, not the actual size. I believe, now, warranted, you don't want to bring a Bowie out that one of the commandos would use, but I just go off on I'm not well. Now, here we go, let's weigh it. We shall start on grams, and it is 62 grams, and that is 2.1 ounces. 2.1 ounces. My bug out is 1.8. So this is an extremely light knife with a blade that's over 3 inches, just over 3 inches. I mean, it really is good in D2. Absolutely cracking. Now, you can buy these now. They're reasonable. I don't know, somewhere around $40. I would take it in America. They're always dearer over here, so it's not much point me doing it over here. But I would say they're somewhere around $40 in America. Are you getting $40 worth of knife? You bet your bottom dollar you're getting $40. Sorry, I never done that in them metric things, did I? I better do it because I'll get shouted at. Trust me, I'm telling you. You think all subs are nice? They shout at me sometimes. I know you find that hard to believe. It's about 19 centimetres long and a blade length of about just a bit over 8 centimetres. So, EDC, it has to be. It's an EDC knife. It's a long blade, slim blade, but a sturdy, thick blade. It is, I'm just going to see what it is across the spine. It is an 1/8 and it is 3mm. And let's go across here and see what that is across there. That is about 11.5 millimeters across the back there. So she's very, very slim. Very slim. But I just love that popper red. Every time I see that, it brings a smile to my face. I really do love it. I just wish more and more companies, well, I think they are starting to, but would just put wee flashes of colour every now and then on their knives to give them that lift. So, what have I compared this to? This is the other Steelwill that I have, and this to me is the working EDC knife. You can make this knife do anything. This has got a good point on it. It's well backed up. It's a good knife. The blade is, it's just, if I put these down together, do you see the blade is shorter and the handle is shorter. This is the Bulldog. This is the Whippet. This is in D2 as well. And these are not knives that might be these are D2. These are knives that are D2. They are just beautiful knives. Now, I've put the wee thumb stud on that just to give me some flickability to do something else when I've got it in my hand. I might get one for that, but I don't think so. This is a little gentleman's carry. I don't think I need that. But, again, so here's another one of the plastic knives. This is the Dozier. And this is probably half the price of what this Steelwill Intrigue is. And what you're paying for is simply, this is Oz 8 and that's D2. But this Oz 8 by K-Bar is really well heat treated, so it's a good knife. But I think, you know, as a work knife, this holds well. It does hold well, but there still isn't a guard here. You've got a guard here, so you're behind it. If you had to do something, you're not going to come through. This, I don't know whether it would hold you or not. But again, another great option that's half the price of that, I would say. A great option. These two are probably somewhere in the same price range. And here's our old favourite. There's the Spyderco. Again, the handles are about the same. The grip length's about the same. The blade's a bit bigger on the Steelwill Intrigue. This is VG10. This is D2. I'll take the D2 over the VG10. Not that VG10 is bad by any means, and it sharpens easier. So it actually, you know, you've got VG10, Oz 8, which sharpens completely. Just drop of a hat, you can sharpen your Oz 8. Same with the VG10, basically. The D2 does maybe take a wee bit more, but if you've got the right sharpening tools, it doesn't take that long to do D2, and especially if you're just going to hone it. So these are the plastic handle ones that I've picked out. I have other ones, but these ones have all got really good grips on them. These have all stood the test of my time, but the rest, maybe this is the new model on the block. To be quite honest, I would prefer this over the Delica now. I'll go for this. If I've got a job to do, I'll grab this over the Delica every time now, because I believe it's a better knife, full stop. This, I think, is one of the most underrated knives out there. This, I don't know why I haven't seen video after video on this. I know when they first came out, I've seen them, and then they sort of went away, and I don't know why. I genuinely don't know why, because this to me is like a modern leek. That's what I would put it as, a modern leek, which is structurally better. It's a thicker blade stock. It comes down to a fine enough point to do any work you'd ever want to do. And just, it's nice looking. You know, this is a nice, slim looking gentleman's knife, much like the leek is. But but I just think that that is it better than the Leek? No, it's not better than the Leek, because I like this speed assist on the Leek. And I'm only saying it because this is the one I've just done. And I'm trying to compare them offhand. Oh, let me just see. I've got the Leek. There. There's the Leek. So in my eyes, this is a modern version of that knife there. It's a lovely slim blade on it. It's 14 C28 Sandvik steel. Great. This is an all metal construction. This is just an awful lot. That's 3 ounces. This is just over 2. So there's about an ounce difference in weight. And I suppose when you're talking about a small knife in your pocket, I wouldn't put the Leek in my shorts or in my tracky bottoms, but I'll put this in. And I suppose that's the difference. It's modern as in its materials. But a lovely knife. Again, sharpness. I haven't even sharpened it. I don't need to. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. They did just perfect. And out of all we have such, I don't know, we're so lucky at this time that you can go through as many makes as you can remember. And they've all got knives in each department that are around the same materials. Their blade length is up, or their blade, the make of their blades is a bit different. But my goodness, what a choice do we have. We have such a choice. The last video was about older knives that had stood the test of time. This video is not far off it for these two. These are two really old knives that have stood the test of time. These are the pretenders to the throne. And I think Steelwill has actually nailed it perfectly, because these two, this one I think being the work knife and this being the gentleman carry, I think they are just unbeatable. And to have D2 blade steel, but it's the price that's unbeatable. Do you know what I mean? The price is unbeatable. I mean, these are so dear now compared. These are probably about $40, and these are, I'm sure, in the $70. So you're talking nearly twice the price. So these Steelwill, I think, with this have hit the nail on the head. It's like the Blur and the Leek. I'm going to bring these out again because it is quite a good comparison. I hadn't thought of it. There's the Blur and the Leek. There's the work knife and the detailed knife. And that's what that is. Steelwill have the modern versions of a work knife and a little gentleman's carry. Just astounding. I love them. I still like these two. They're still great knives. But just for that little flash of colour, there's nothing in them. They're just not bland, but that just makes a difference to me. That, silly enough, just makes the difference in will I get it or will I not. A beautiful knife. Beautiful little knife. And this again, the Steelwill Cutjack, which is another popular knife at the moment. So I don't know where the Intrigue went to. I hope it'll maybe come back again this year, because it's a damn good little knife, and I would recommend it highly if you haven't got one, either the Cutjack or this. And there's a bigger version as well, which I wouldn't mind getting sometime this year. Just a lovely little knife. Great for EDC, great for just all-round tasks. Thank you very much for watching. I think I've gone on long enough again. Take care. All the very best. Paddy's away. Cup of tea time. Bye now.